Hello, guys.
Hello, everyone.
Welcome to our stream again. Okay, let me see. Something's wrong with connections here. Okay. Why it's not charging? You can go ahead. I'll double check. What's wrong here?
Streaming everywhere. I think it's fine. Hello, guys.
Yeah, sorry for a delay. We are not home again. We are at our friends and the same friends we used to visit their house near the banks of Dnipro River. So we are here again for the weekend and happy to see all of you. Chapati is right here, laying on the bed. We'll show you definitely. And it's like
The weather is terrible today.
It's nasty. It's raining. The wind is blowing like it's so fast.
Yeah,
And it's just not bearable to be outside.
you just couldn't hear us probably if we were outside. Hello, guys. Glad to see you all. Thank you for joining. Chapati is here with us. We'll show you her.
Yeah,
She's a bit afraid because of the wind.
Come, Chap,
Come on.
go there.
Dash. Come on. Here is Chapati.
Okay, so she's gonna be our main star today. So I'll be.
Of course, she is the main star, always. Not only today.
I mean, sitting on the chair, talking to you, Chappy. Talk to our friends. Yeah. So basically, what was this week about? It was a hard week. So many news. Some of them are really good. Some of them are like kind of terrifying. But anyway, it's more optimistic, I'd say, for me personally, than it was previous week. Because during this week, the main thing happened for Ukraine as was that we took another major city of Donetsk region of Donbass. It is Leman, and it was liberated fully this morning. But we like read all the news during last days, and we already knew that this liberation is coming. That Russian troops were encircled and were made to leave the territory just to survive, and they left again a lot of different ammunition, heavy machinery. So as we were joking while we were waiting for a land lease from United States of America, we have already had the land lease from Russia. Because like we never talked about this before, but during this war, Ukrainian army managed to capture more heavy machinery like tanks, like UMVs or something like where the troops are carried. Then we actually lost during this war. So we got more from Russia, captured it, then actually we lost during all the fights. So this is huge. It's very important for us. And yes, so this is the main thing that happened. We liberated one more city in the Donetsk region. This is number one. Okay, Chapati wants to leave, so I'll give her. Come here. Abba. Yeah. And again, that happened during the like a big gathering in the Kremlin where they celebrated the annexation of Ukrainian territory. So they actually did it. They signed, like Putin signed all the documents to annex our regions. I mean, it means nothing for the whole world. It means nothing for Ukraine. Our army continued to fight back and to recapture the territories we lost during the first weeks and months of war. And this is like, like a chapiteau, like a circus, when the whole world politics and any laws were abused. Uh, the referendums, they actually, they actually shown some numbers. I mean, as the whole numbers were drawn, but they at least showed the numbers of the people who came to vote for joining Russia. And the amount of people compared to the amount of the population of that region is less than 1%. So they made a referendum, which was absolutely fake, and the people were forced to vote there. So if, for example, you are walking by the street and there is a referendum point and there is a soldier, so the soldier would come to you and say you need to, like, you must vote, and it just goes with you and like watches you while you are voting. So they managed to gather some people for voting, and of course the percentage of the people who said yes, I'd like to join the Russian Federation. So it was like quite big, more than 80, because of course the gun is staring at your face and you need to vote for the thing they want you to vote for. But anyway, the percentage was less than 1%, you can imagine. And then they like took these results and annexed the territories, saying that people want that. So
Chappy.
yeah, just no, I'll take care of her.
Okay. Yeah, so Chappy is a bit afraid because the wind is quite loud and we can hear some noises from outside. And she doesn't like such weather because she's an Indian girl who got used to a better climate. Yes, completely manipulated, absolutely true. Hi Svarna, glad to see you here with us. Happy to hear the war is getting to an end. Haris, unfortunately, we still cannot talk about the war coming to an end. So
we just don't know what's gonna happen next. Like, we have some progression, we have some wins. Our troops are gaining victories on the battlefield, and of course, if we are continued to be supplied with all the ammunitions from Western countries, and the whole world will continue to stand for Ukraine, and we like, if we can imagine that Ukraine could get anything we need to recapture our territories, so yeah, it could be like the war could end in few months. But as we don't have enough power, don't have enough ammunition, first of all, and the second one, we don't know the exact reaction from Kremlin, from Putin himself, what's he gonna do next.
yeah, because he's still threatening us with nuclear weapon. He's actually threatening the whole world with nuclear weapon. And of course, it sounds crazy, but this guy is really crazy. And at times, we get really terrified here because we understand that everything is possible. Because nobody thought that this madness would happen in reality in the 21st century, but it happened. So he actually has absolutely no rules. He doesn't care about people, he doesn't care about nature, he doesn't care about anything except from his power, and that's all.
Moreover, let's remember that they started a mass mobilization. It happened a week ago, a bit more than a week ago. So they want to mobilize more than 1 million people to fight for Ukraine, with the Ukraine for Russia. And they already, our investigation departments, they say that already more than 100,000 people were mobilized. and some of them already been killed on the battlefield. Some of them were captured.
Yeah, and
Uh,
what is very important is that these people, they absolutely have no preparation. So they just take a civil person, mobilize him, and right on the next day he goes to the battlefield. So like at the beginning of war, they at least tried to prepare their people, like
few weeks,
at least few
2
weeks,
weeks. It was the minimum,
the
but right now
minimum.
we saw only few days after mobilization when the person was on the front line. Of course, with some people, even now they are like making some kind of preparation, some kind of trainings, but it will take only few weeks maximum. So those people are like they are only a mid. They are a gunfire mid.
Yeah.
So
What is also funny is that they give nothing to these soldiers. So these soldiers, they don't receive any weapon, they don't receive any ammunition. They just receive a checklist what they should buy on their own. So they should buy everything, and they even have tampons and uh, women's
pads.
hygiene pads in their list because Russia doesn't want to spend money in order to prepare their soldiers. And they tell that, like, if you have a wound, you should put a tampon inside this wound, and it will save your life. So, like, it's total madness.
Yeah, it's
What is
like the
going on
beginning of
there?
the 20th century
Yeah,
maximum.
and they don't even supply this man with these tampons.
Yeah,
They have to buy it on their own.
the maximum they receive is a rusty Kalashnikov guns. Like,
Yeah, we've seen so many videos. They're absolutely rusty.
and for now they don't have enough tanks or any modern heavy machinery, heavy weaponry. They will rely on all the storages they had from Soviet Union, and like you can imagine that everything was built like 50 years ago, like 60 years ago, and it was stored somewhere with no like execution of some rules. So though those tanks and all the other machinery, it's gonna either it is broken right now and it can't go on its own or can't fire, but if it's not, it will break immediately after I don't know few hours of being operated.
Yeah, so that's the only good news for us is that these men are absolutely unprepared. They have no supplies. They have nothing. But still, the quantity is a bit terrifying when they talk about more than 1 million of people
It's
to be
gonna be in
mobilized.
waves, so the first wave is gonna be like 300,000, and then they will repeat. But what we do expect that after the first wave comes to Ukraine, they will be killed or captured, and some public voice will appear in Russia. I mean, not for a revolution, of course. They will
They're
not manage
incapable.
to
These
do that,
people are incapable of
but
making
at least
revolutions.
not to go to the war, to hide, I don't know, to sabotage. So that's what we expect.
Yeah, Joe is writing. The people celebrating in Moscow didn't look very happy. Yeah,
Oh
because
yeah,
it was really crazy. Like they are celebrating right at the moment when their soldiers are dying in Liman.
yeah. It was the moment we were enclosing, encircling Liman, which was liberated fully today. So and more than like some people say 3,000 people, some say 5,000 people, but like it was the amount of soldiers of Russian Federation which were fully encircled, and
Yes.
they had to live without ammunition, and a lot of them were killed, of course.
Yep, so the celebration in Moscow, it was a real circus. Haris is writing, hope the situation will get calm soon. Yeah, we also hope this. Jessica, oh yeah, I've been following the Liman story. Glad they got control of it again. Yep. Thanks, Jess. Um, we're also glad, and we believe that very soon we'll have more victories. Hi, Slava. Uh, I think Chapati have not seen the terrible climate in Kerala. Yup, surely. This is why, like, she hates rain, she hates wind, she hates like maybe snow. Snow is fine.
Snow is fine.
Snow is
Yeah,
fine for her.
you can play in snow. It's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Jessica wrote, "Bye bye Russians. No wonder they are trying to escape their own country." Yeah, it's funny. Like during these first days of mobilization, the more people escape from the country, then they were mobilized. I mean, they mobilized a bit more than 100,000, but almost 200,000 is reported to escape Russia during last week. Yeah, and for them, these escapes and flees are really hard because, like, nobody is expecting them, and those queues on the borders are terrible. So, and they are not prepared. They just trying to escape. They don't have any food supplies, any storages of water, and then it's like, like I heard different stories that they, I don't know, like sold their cars for like very small amounts just to
Have at least something.
yeah, because Russians, also Russians who live there, they trying to have benefits from these situations. So they, for example, could offer a ride because by laws, I'm talking about Georgian border. By laws, you can't go through the border on your feet. You need to have you need to ride anything.
Any
So
vehicle.
cars, bikes, I don't know, bicycles, anything can work. And they, for example, these Russians, being also Russians, they are selling to their people like old broken bicycles for thousands of dollars, or giving a ride, a taxi ride from Russian territory to Georgian territory for $1,000. So, like, can you imagine? I mean, like, what's the solidarity?
Yeah, Joe is writing that Putin is a megalomaniac, but we now can see that it's not only Putin. These people are. I wouldn't say that all of them are megalomaniacs and all of them are crazy, but probably the biggest part of them is.
But anyway, like, I spoke to so many Russians during my course of my life. Meeting somewhere on trips, just when they hear we are speaking Ukrainian or Russian, they'll try to speak to you, and then you get
It
acquainted.
was in our past.
It was before the war,
Yeah.
of course. So you're getting acquainted, and you speak about one things, other things, and then you understand that. I mean, the majority of them, of the people I met, not in Russia but abroad, so they are more wealthy, they are more cultural experienced because they saw some different countries, right? And the majority of them supported Putin. And but it's not even the main part. The main part that I felt the spirit of imperialism
Yeah.
in anything they were talking about. So, like, we are a great country, we were empire, we have like some influences on territories, we like
We
control
have
our
power.
neighbors, we are the power of Europe, or like, like the world power, and they are talking about that. I mean, who cares? I mean, if you are the power, be the power. Why are you talking about that? So, and I heard it a lot, so it's like it was really strange for me. And it was like years and years and years before the war, and I was like, okay, Russians are like that, but like, when it's not up to, like, it's not reflecting on my life, on my country, let them be. But when they started the war with Georgia in 2008, I understood, like, that it's not the country I would tolerate or I would support. My heart was with Georgia. I love this country. They have a great people, and it was like a terrible war. Only 8 days, but yeah, Russia captured like 20 or 25% of the territory because Georgia is really small, and they did it fast, and Georgia capitulated. And yeah, and right now, can you imagine what they are doing? They are running to Georgia to save their lives, not to be mobilized.
Mhm.
How it's even possible? Do you have any kind of, I don't know, um, dignity, or like um, what?
Any logics like consistency of your behavior and your thoughts?
You know that right now, Russia is controlling 20% of Georgia's territory. They annexed it and put their own puppet government over there. So it's not like the part of Russia. It's something like was DNR and LNR in Ukraine, right? And they are running to Georgia. Yeah, strange things happening.
Harist is writing that politically India stands with Russia, but the people are not. Haris, I'm very happy that people of India are not standing with Russia. I really hope that you all are standing with Ukraine. But I would say that during the last few weeks we were quite surprised, in a good way surprised, because we can see that now Indian politicians at least started to say Putin stop this war. Yeah,
Yeah,
so of course we would like to get a real support, but even if they just start not to be friends with Putin, it's already better than it used to be. So we really hope that that very soon, like all the rest of the world, will realize what is Putin made of and will stop making friends with him.
yeah, we are
Because what he's doing right now, it's bad for the whole world. It's bad for India, for people of India too, because of like economics uh, decrease in so many countries because of this stupid war,
actually in the
which
whole world. And of
yeah.
course, don't forget about food supply. As you know, Ukraine is one of the biggest suppliers of grains in the world, and people in India, they need Ukrainian food. People in China, they need Ukrainian food. People in Africa, of course, and in the Middle East, so many people need Ukrainian grains, and it's very important because we are trading. We are like fair partners, and it's we are happy to see that like when the politicians show at least some common logic, right? And when Prime Minister of India Modi, uh, he during the meeting with Putin 2 weeks ago, yeah, he said, "We don't see any benefits of this war. We struggling because of this. People all over the world and in India is struggling." And he said, "Please stop this war." And as I heard from different experts, that Xi Jinping and Modi, they said Putin that this war must be stopped in few months. So
It's the maximum they gave to
and
Putin.
after that, Putin started mobilization. So I mean, whether he wants to capture some new lands during this month or keep the lands they have, I don't know. But at least we are not receiving any kind of support from Indian or Chinese government, but it's we are happy to see that they start to realize that the war is like rejecting their plans and decreasing their like like point let's say GDP or whatever, decreasing their wealth of the people. So yeah, and of course, let's talk about nuclear weapon, as they understand that Ukraine produces grain and Ukraine produces food, like different kind of cultures. So just imagine if we are stricken by nuclear weapons. So there are not gonna be a famine in the world because Ukraine will not produce this needed food. So they actually told the position that any threats of nuclear weapon use it like can be here in the world of globalization and like common values. And of course, like simple things as food is the main value of all people in the world. So, guys, do you have any questions?
Yep, there are only not 10 of us left here.
Mm-hmm.
Haris is writing anyways, happy to see you once in a week with the real situation there in Ukraine, and truly happy to see the lovely Chapati.
We'll show you Chapati. Very soon we'll show you Chapati.
Again. And Joe is writing, why can't the world live in peace and give and take? It is so sad that the human race can be so aggressive to their own kind.
Yeah, and anytime when you understand that probably the world is getting more humanized, not that I don't know, villain and not that selfish, like, you know, all this globalization, all this world trading, all these travelings and stuff like that, and then someone will appear who will destroy everything.
Yeah. It's such a crazy situation, essentially a domino effect. Yep, just this can. We hope that it won't be like this. I mean, the nuclear, but this domino effect, we can already see it, and it's very sad for us that there are still some people in Asia who don't understand the situation, who don't care about this war. They think that it's so far away from them, but actually it's not that far as it seems to them, because it affects their life too.
Yeah, as I told you, not the strike itself, but the famine could go afterwards. Yeah, and like, you know, we are hoping that it's not gonna be a case. But anyway, last week we bought some supplies of water just in case if we can't go outside because of the nuclear attack. Of course, it's not be possible to drink any tap water. If there is any, but but anyway, it's not possible, and you need to be inside during some period of time. You need to eat something. You need to feed yourself. So we bought this tourist stove with gasoline.
We had it from our previous life,
yeah, but
of campings and travelings.
But we got some more supplies just in case.
Just in case. That's our reality. Well, guys, I guess it's time for us to finish for
to show Chapati,
today.
probably.
Yep, to show Savarna. Take care, guys. Lots of love to Chapati. Thank you, Savarna. So glad to see you. Thank you so much. I hope to see you soon in a video chat too. And yep. So it's not very comfortable to sit like this because, like, we were sure that today's stream will go out from the outside, but the weather is terrible, and this is why we're not in a very comfortable conditions now. But next time we hope to see you from our cozy apartment again.
Yeah. So
yep.
Let me see.
Bye, Haris. We'll show Chapati. And
yeah, say hi to Chapati, everyone.
Yeah, and see you next week. And also be prepared for a post next week. Eugene is now editing one beautiful picture of Chapati. So in a few days, we'll make a new post. Okay. Bye, Ju. Bye, everyone.
So Chapati says hi to you. So this is the way she likes to spend her time when we are at home or anywhere. Where's the comfy bed? Under the blanket, being a queen of the house. So, okay, guys. See you next Sunday. Have a great week.
Thanks for being with us and staying for Ukraine.